Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you could play through a song called White Walls by Mackelmore featuring Ryan Lewis. And it starts out with a really cool trumpet hit where you can play second fret on the high E string, and then another second fret on the high E string, and then third fret on the high E string, and then another third fret on the high E string. And if you wanted to, you could even kind of throw in some bass notes to kind of back that up. You could play open D with that second fret on the high E string, and then you could play third fret on the low E string for that third fret on the high E string. So we're kind of playing a D note to back up an F sharp note, and then another one, and then we're playing two G notes together to kind of intro the tune. Now the chords that would back up that lick would be a D major chord. We play D major. First finger goes to the G string on the second fret, second finger goes to the high E string on the second fret, and third finger goes to the B string on the third fret. And if you strum just the D string to the high E string, then that sounds a D major chord. And you may want to kind of think about using the whole chord on that first part of the lick, kind of to back up that F sharp note. And then from the D, we'll be going to a G major chord. We play G major. First finger goes to the A on the second fret, second finger on the low E string on the third fret, and third finger on the high E string on the third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really happy. Now another G major you may want to think about through the song though would be taking third finger and going to the B string third fret, pinky on the high E string third fret. And that's another way you could kind of play your G major. The cool thing about that is your third finger doesn't have to move between the D major to the G major, so you could kind of use your third fingers as kind of a guide finger between those two chords. Now a lot of times with a song like this though, to make it more interesting, I like adding something called a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So if you took the D and just tried that a lot, you'd have down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up. So one way to kind of cover the tune would be kind of working that as kind of two Ds and two Gs. So you got D with down, down, up, down, D, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, B, down, down, up, down, B, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, down, down. There are also places where it almost feels like kind of a trumpet swell or brass swell, and you may want to just kind of go back to these down strums with that. And there are also some places through the tune where it almost feels like you could kind of work kind of a down kill it kind of idea and just kind of break from the pattern. So down kill it, down kill it. So I'm kind of playing the down and then kind of killing the sound of the strings with my right hand. So you might kind of experiment with that too. Now something else that I like to add to a strum pattern too, or to a song, is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, down, up, you can throw in a bass note for the chord. So on the D, you can do the D string for your bass. Right? So you have D with the D bass, down, up, down, D with the D bass, down, up, down. And on the G chord, you have the low E string for your bass. Low E bass, down, up, down, D with the D bass, down, up, down, D with the D bass, down, up, down, G with low E bass, down, up, down, G with low E bass, down, down, up. Now another strum pattern I would think about using through the song though too is something called a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot to the beat, right now we're kind of dividing that into two parts with our down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that beat into 4 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns to work with is a long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down. And what I mean by that is if you take the D and do it down for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's what you're doing on the first beat. Then on the second beat, you're doing it down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And then on the third beat, you're doing an up on 2, down on 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then on the last beat, you're going down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So all together, you got down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. So you could kind of work it as 1 D and 1 G with that strum pattern. You have D down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, G down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, D down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, G down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. Or if you're really quick, you can kind of get 2 fast you can kind of play that. G down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down, down. Now you may also want to add basses to that, and you could do kind of a bass down, up, down, up, or a bass down, up, bass down, up, down. It could be a cool thing too. Bass down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, bass down, down, up, down, down, up, down, or bass, bass down, down, up, down, down, up, down, or bass, bass down, down, up, bass down, down, up. So you may want to kind of think about adding basses to that 16th pattern too. D with the D bass, G with the G low bass, D with the D bass, G with low bass. Or if you're fast enough to the tune, then you could kind of work that as almost like a ×2 kind of idea. So you may want to think about that too. And then there's this cool little lick that comes in later on where you play 3rd on the B, 2nd on the high E string, 3rd on the B string, and then 5th on the high E string 4 times, and then 5th on the high E one more time, and then 3rd on the B, and then 2nd on the high E, and then 3rd fret back on the B string. So we'd be going D, F sharp, D, A, D, F sharp, D, D, D. To kind of even add in basses to that, you could kind of kick it off with that open D bass, and then kind of do the low E string for your G. So it might be kind of cool if you're kind of thinking about kind of how you would cover it. That might be kind of a cool lick. So kind of adding in the basses could be kind of a cool thing to kind of get almost like a 2-part. So that could be a little bit tricky, but you may want to play around with that. But for the most part, you're basically just kind of working that D chord, and then the G, or you could be doing the basses, D with the D bass, G with low E bass, G with low E bass, or you could be working the 16th. Basses. Or if you're fast enough, you can kind of work that double time idea. And there are also some places like we talked about where it's almost like swells, where you may just want to kind of do just kind of the downs on each chord. And there are also some places where you may want to work just kind of that hit idea. So you may want to kind of listen for those. But that's the basics of how you can strum through White Walls by Mackelmore featuring Ryan Lewis. So good luck!